Hello and welcome to tonight's edition of Trade Talk. I'm Patrick Chostakowski, and this evening we'll be taking an in-depth look at the international tyre industry. More specifically, we will explore three main subjects, these being the tyre industry's integrated supply chain, what information systems are relied on, and also the key challenges for the industry in the coming decade. Before we can begin to understand the information systems used by the industry, it is essential to have a thorough understanding of the entire supply chain.
If we refer to this diagram, which is a basic outline of the supply chain of a tyre, the first step in the life of a tyre is sourcing the raw materials. For this, a mixture of natural rubber, found as milky bark in the rubber tree, is mixed with synthetic rubber. After this, a mixture of chemicals such as sulphur, carbon and crude oil components are added. From here, the new rubber is transported to specialised tyre manufacturers. Mostly, this is done by road freight. During this part of the supply chain, the obvious major costs incurred include fuel and driver wages. Once at the manufacturer, the tyres are moulded into shape and size, ready for immediate dispatch to suppliers such as Bridgestone or Michelin, according to demand. The tyres will arrive at these suppliers, again, most commonly by road freight. Once at these tyre stores, the major costs incurred is warehousing storage, before they are sold to us, the customers. Once the tyre has worn its tread and is no longer useful, we have them replaced, where they will be disposed to either landfill or recycled.
Overall, this supply chain is rather basic. The major takeaways from this supply chain structure is that most major costs arise from transporting raw materials and then the tyres, as they are generally low value to weight products. Additionally, warehousing costs can be considerable for suppliers due to the fact that they're mainly situated in small to medium-sized warehouses and tyres are a physically big product. In recent times, the tyre industry has seen sweeping changes to the information technology systems used in day-to-day business. Leading logistics solutions company DHL has undertaken several projects in relation to improving the overall efficiency of the American tyre industry's supply chain. After implementing new innovative transport management systems, they were able to help suppliers reduce freight delivery costs by streamlining orders and reducing the number of deliveries needed per quarter. A transportation management system is essentially a software system that automates the process of building orders, tendering loads, and tracking shipments. In this case, the supplier, Tyres Asia, utilised a unique combination of DHL's core fleet to provide their network of stores with the flexibility to meet daily fluctuations in volume and demand without the burden of fixed assets costs or having to worry about when the next order is arriving.
Additionally, tyre suppliers, who are often situated in small to medium-sized warehouses, rely heavily on warehousing management systems. Inventory systems keep track of sales and incoming stock using the first in, first out, or FIFO method. Once this data is collected and analysed, it is presented in a way which is easy to interpret for the warehouse managers and informs them of the most efficient and effective places to store incoming stock with the floor space available.
In regards to the major challenges facing the tyre industry in the coming decade, there is one very pertinent one. As a global society, we are constantly reinforcing the importance of sustainability and increasingly distancing ourselves from products which damage the environment. The issue for tyres is that yes, they are 100% rubber, and Australians dispose of over 56 million every year. The industry is trying to combat this negative side effect by introducing the Green Tyre Project, where people can opt to purchase and return tyres to accredited TSA dealers. Return tyres go towards building new sports equipment, roads and playgrounds. Additionally, the industry will need to adopt freight tracking technology and further develop their warehousing management systems in order to remain competitive and reduce associated supply chain costs. The supply chain needs to be highly responsive to local demand and maintain a balance of agility and cost at the same time. The days of one-size-fits-all for the tyre industry are over, and suppliers are facing greater demand to provide environmentally friendly products and the need to get them to market quickly. That is all for tonight's edition of Trade Talk. I hope you've gained a better understanding of the tyre industry's supply chain and the technologies they rely on to enable synergy between all parties. from the raw materials on the ground to the tyres on your car. Good night.